on, guys? Sid here with another FIFA 22 video, and welcome to the RTG on this channel. So guys, I was spending the last couple of days thinking about how best to go about moving forward with my team, guys, and I kind of ran out of time in my hunt for that Dembele card. But guys, all the SBCs that I did, it amounted to nothing. My rivals rewards, obviously it wasn't much. It amounted to nothing, right? But I did get enough fodder to get an 86 and an 83 side done, right? So that's the silver lining. So guys, all I had to do was pick up this Ahhhh card, the only team of the week card that I needed, and now I get to send through this team, right? An 83 rated side, and lo and behold, my friends, we have a brilliant Weston Mckennie SBC Showdown card completed. Guys, if this card gets a boost, obviously I didn't have enough fodder to do both. If I had enough fodder to do both, guys, I would have done both. But guys, you strap a shadow on this Mckennie card and he's almost completely maxed out. He's got it out. He probably will behave much like those boosted Valverdes, like right at the beginning of the game, where you, in the 4-2-2, the way he'll track back, be able to go forward and track back, it'll probably serve that, you know, it'll probably have that similar experience. But guys, look at this card, and the USA did qualify for the World Cup, right? So guys, we have a USA player here, right? And this is a serious card. Serious Juve card, right? Can we say Juve anymore? But anyway, Piemonte Calcio. Calcio. So guys, I'm gonna put him, he's gonna serve as a CDM. Obviously, we did, if you guys have been following the channel, you guys know that I do have that Zakaria card in that position if I needed to run that side, right? We were using Trap as the goalkeeper, the upgraded Trap card as the goalkeeper. That upgraded Trap card is absolutely brilliant. It's absolutely amazing. But Sirigu is a live card, and I don't want to waste anything, so I sent through the Trap card. So now all I have... Oh, Nabry. Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect, right, for what we need this, because I need to get some coinage back. So let's see how much Nabry is going for right now. Wow, okay. Okay, so guys, Weston Mckennie, 89 rated, paired next to Goretzka. Obviously, as a super sub, Zakaria is going to be absolutely beast in that position. We're going to use Darmian and Sirigu over here. 7 chem Darmian and 10 chem Sirigu should work perfectly fine. So this will be the side, right? Alexis Sanchez with a Hunter chem style. He's tried and true. He's a beast in game. Little small, but he's a definite beast in game, right? So this is how the side's looking after doing that Mckennie SBC, right? And if he does get the Showdown card boost to his stats, right, the stat boost, that's just going to be a got it out card in that position. So guys, before I enter foot champs or anything like that, what we're going to do is we're going to enter rivals. We're going to do three matches in rivals and see if we can progress over to D2, right, with this team that we're running. It looks absolutely beast right now. Doesn't look like a hyper level squad, a god tier level squad, but a squad that probably will be able to do just enough, right? Alright, so guys, we are getting into the first match, trying out Weston Mckennie. We've got him down at the CDM role, but guys, look at my opponent's team. That is definitely a high level, god tier level side. Just icons and endgame players. Just a purely amazing endgame side. He's got Pele on the side. Like, this was like my first match, and it was an absolutely intimidating match. And you know, there was a lot of forward pressure. I'm just gonna flat out tell you guys this, right? Between the first two games, right? Because this set of recordings, the in-game recordings, they take place in post-processing, right? After the clipping and everything's done. So what I'm gonna tell you, like right now, the first two matches, so much forward pressure. But forward pressure is exactly what I love in my playstyle, because my tactics are quite specific, right? When I use the 4-2-2, and a lot of people that use the 4-2-2, they usually tend to be counter-attackers, right? And 4-2-2 works really well. It's a really, really good formation for soaking up pressure, right? Soaking up your opponent's forward pressure, right? And you just hit them on the fast counterattack and you are good to go. A lot of FIFA players are counterattackers, but then the high-level skillers, they usually are the better players at the higher end levels because they really just push the pace, they push the aggression, they usually have all the skill moves down packed. Well, pro level players, right? So you can't take anything away from any play. There's always a play style that'll trump a play style. There's always a formation that'll trump a formation. So yeah, that's just a primer if you are new. If not, I'm beating a dead horse here, right? But guys, my opponent's team was just insane. And if you're paying attention to the match, right? Hold on, let me just check this mic. Yeah, if you're paying attention to the match, right, you're gonna notice that my opponent is being shut out. His attack is being shut out. Even with Pele, even with the high level, end game level players that he has in the team, he's being shut out. And an insurmountably large portion of that effect is happening because we have Weston Mckennie paired with Goretzka, right? So the way I play, if I just have a general rule, if my opponent's attackers, right, are able to breach my CDMs and get to my back line, then I'm in trouble, right? So I take off Goretzka. I leave on Mckennie even though his stamina is down, but I bring on Zakaria and I take off Goretzka just to add some fresh legs around the 60th minute. That's naturally what we do. But guys, Mckennie shuts down opponents. He tracks back the way you would expect him to. The dribbling is superb on the card. This is my initial impressions. It's an initial impressions / player review, right? So before the stat boost, if there is any, before any stat boost or anything on the card, because it is a live card, the card actually, it doesn't really even need it, right? But guys, we get to the 64th minute, and it's just one of those things where we're just shutting down my opponent's play. Mckennie takes the ball, he passes it over, Chiesa passes it, and guys, Cafu of all players makes the forward run, right? So I do have an attack-minded left and right back, and Cafu is just that dude, right? He's one of my favorite players, and I'm happy that he's in FIFA 22. But guys, Mckennie and Goretzka, my back line has been playing superb all in this match. My opponent has a high tier level side, right? And he can't do anything. It's exactly what you would expect, right? The ability to soak up pressure, the ability to hit someone on a counter, but not for nothing. There was a lot, and I kid you not, in the first two matches, there's a lot of forward pressure, right? Just an insurmountable amount of forward pressure. But it felt really good to try out the Juve player, the United States Juve player, that is Weston Mckennie, right? Absolutely brilliant. What an amazing young gun he is, right? So, anyway, we get to the 85th minute. My opponent's trying. Sirigu, I'm actually surprised that, he was able to do as much, limit as much damage as humanly possible. So, I'm actually surprised in this match, right? I'm going in with the expectation that Sirigu is going to mess up, right? This version of the Sirigu card, simply because he's a lower rated card at this stage in the game, right? But there are players who manually use their goalkeepers to move them, in and out of position, or just to adjust their position. So, I mean, I don't, but a lot of high-level players do.
Fans are going to be happy about this
outcome.
What a match!
It was a really tight game, but they
Caliber of
decided
match.
over the 90 minutes, and they fully deserved their victory today.
Shut down Pele. Guys, I think that match alone speaks for itself. So let's look at the player performance really carefully. He gets a 7.6, but what we're gonna look for, passes completed 21, 84% pass accuracy, standing tackles 2, 1. Let's look at the 5 interceptions, right? Yeah, so that's exactly what I was looking for. Because in the CDM role, what you're looking for is the ability for the player to move forward and backwards and track back from an attack-minded perspective and a defensive perspective to just intercept the ball, tackle when necessary, to just be in the correct position at all times. So guys, that was the first match. Wow. I'm going to take a short break and let's get to the second match. But guys, wow. So we're going to play 2 more matches, getting initial impressions on Weston Mckennie. But guys, right now it's looking really amazing. Okay, so we're getting to the second match now, and definitely got a great understanding of how Mckennie plays. Obviously, my opponent's going to sub on a whole bunch of players right from the start because that side doesn't fit the time period in FIFA 22, right? So obviously there were adjustments being made there, but guys, what more can I say, right? Like, I was trying to play as casual as possible in the second match, not trying to, like, you know, overdo it or just play like really like high intensity FIFA tonight, but you know, I wanted to play good enough to try out to give the Weston Mckennie card, you know, to try to use, you know, to see the potential of the Mckennie card, right? I wanted to do just enough to just make sure that I didn't, you know, waste all my fodder, right, that I had just built up during the week, right? But guys, I'm gonna tell you this right off the bat. Really high intensity player I'm playing against. This is definitely probably a pro level. He feels like a pro player, right? Or an elite level player, right? That probably doesn't play rivals as much, right? But definite pro level vibes getting from this guy, or just elite level vibes, right? Not necessarily pro level, but elite level. And he was. I said this right at the beginning of the first match. The first 2 matches I faced, nothing but high intensity output from my opponents, right? So the ability to soak up pressure is what we were looking for, how Mckennie passes, how he plays as a cog, essentially, because those CDM and CM roles, usually they're cogs, right? But CDM roles in FIFA 22, right, really serves as, you know, you're really looking to move, to shift positions in the 4-2-2. You're going to move from CDM to CM on the pitch. You're going to move from CDM to CM to CAM, right? Depending on how your opponents play, you're going to need to cover all 3 of those areas on the pitch, right? Just naturally, that's the areas where you want Mckennie to move in game, right? In real time, right? But here's the thing, my opponent in the first half, just insane amounts of forward pressure, right? Insane amounts of skilling, cannot take anything away from my opponent, just absolutely bossed the midfield, he bossed the attacking area, right? It's my fault for even letting him pass my 2 CDMs. So anyway, I put on Jonathan David, drop back down Zidane like we have been doing, and we get into the second half, right? And what you're going to notice in the second half is that I'm playing a little bit more, you know, I'm feeling the urgency, so I'm playing a little bit more, you know, high tempo, essentially, right? Because my opponent is playing at a ridiculously high tempo. Mckennie is intercepting any and everything, or if he's not intercepting something, he's always in the correct position, right? And that comes down to his pace, that comes down to the defensive capabilities, that comes down to his passing abilities, his dribbling. Everything shows up. Everything shows up. Every piece of the stat. I have him with the shadow cam style, but every piece of the attributes that you see there, how do they feel in game? Guys, initial impressions from the 2 games, I'm just letting you know. Like, you have to feel the card in game, right? Feel how the card moves in game, and you're gonna get an idea. Look at the way he just tackles that ball, right? Right there, Mckennie is there shutting down my opponents, right? And guys, it took everything out of me to essentially get the goal back to bring it 1-1, right? There were some chances that I could have easily put away, but didn't put it away as good as I... Okay, so definitely a high caliber opponent in the second match.
Pushing the pressure. I don't think he expected me to score, but I had to play a little harder.
Christopher Nkunku for my opponent, and Jonathan David, of course. Excellent super sub. Really strong opponent, but for some reason I wasn't putting away my chances. Huh, go figure. Let's get into the third and final match. And without wasting any time, we jump into the third and final match. And at this point, at this stage in testing out Weston Mckennie for an initial impressions / player review, I've kind of gotten the idea of how he plays. And this is actually my other formation that I used to use in FIFA FUTs, right? In various RTGs across the years. I mentioned this in one of my previous videos, but this was one of my favorite formations. And I think it's a really dangerous formation in this version, in the current build of FIFA 22. That formation is highly dangerous. When you have given the level of opponents, right? So that was one of my favorite formations, but the formation that I'm running right now is much more of the economically easier side to maintain, because the shifting between using players from CDM to CM to cam to center forward to striker, the ability to move to shift positions in and out of the game, it just adds a different level of playing, right? So this is the match you guys are going to want to pay attention to. Guys, I score right off the bat with Chiesa, right? Mckennie is intercepting the ball like crazy. Goretzka's intercepting the ball like crazy. McKennie's always in the correct position in this match. It's exactly what you would expect. He's always there shutting down my opponent's attack. He's behaving like the perfect CDM. He's exactly what you want. Chiesa takes it to the break and make it 2-0 by the 16th minute. Definitely after my first two opponents definitely warmed up, right? Because these are the two opponents that I'm facing for today, right? In rivals matches, right? At a rivals level, not a foot chance level. So I warmed up with two matches, and now I'm playing at a higher level than I was in the third match, right? Because I'm warmed up. So I try to chip it over Handanovic over there, and didn't get lucky. I thought Nkunku was going to put that away for sure. But then I got a little too aggressive in my playing, and I kept pushing the pace up top, and I got hit with a counter by Mkhitaryan. I wish I was playing more FIFA to get that Mkhitaryan card in my side, because that is a serious card. Had I done that card, I would have been so happy, because that is a serious endgame card, right? So I'm actually kind of jealous about this year. I'm jealous of the fact that everyone who was able to play FUT during from the Team of the Year cycle and onwards, consistently, I'm kind of jealous, because some of the cards that I'm seeing in this game, right, now that I'm playing catch-up, it's just absolutely insane, right? So it's 2-1 by the first half, and I'm fully warmed up, and I'm playing high-tempo FIFA, right? So high-tempo FIFA is the ideal level of FIFA that you want to be playing, and Weston Mckennie is just an absolute beast, right? Aside from the goal that we let in, that goal came from the fact that I was pushing everyone up forward, right? Everyone was going up like crazy. So I take off from Nkunku. That's normally what I'm doing, and I'm putting on Jonathan David simply because you want a fast striker. I could I could switch Nkunku and play him as a striker in game if I wanted to, but Jonathan David, his 5-star weak foot really shows up in game, and the card in game, how that card feels, he puts away almost everything, right? So aside from the lack of skill moves, that is a beast card, right? It's a severely underrated card in FIFA 22, right? For some reason, anytime I come across a player using the Jonathan David card, 9 times out of 10, they're going to score on you, and they're going to score some dangerous. They're going to put away some dangerous chances, right? And that's exactly what you would want to expect from the card. But we get to the second half, and in the second half, Mckennie is everywhere he needs to be, right? This is the this is the thing that you have to realize, right? And it's a little tough. It's a little tough for you, for the average viewer to get, to see a CDM or a center back work, right? Unless you're going to clip specifically every single clipping animation, you're just going to watch a defender tackle or a CDM tackle or CDM pass, right? Those are the more less like visually appealing aspects of this sport in particular, because people are more action-based, right? In reality, they just like to see goals and goals and goals. And not a lot of people pay attention to the intricacies that, unless you are, you have the eye for it, right? And a lot of every FUT player, right, eventually has an eye for it, but it doesn't translate, is what I'm trying to say, right, into an aesthetically pleasing video. But what I'm going to tell you right now is that Mckennie, his passing, superb. His ability to track back, superb. His ability to track forward, superb. To move forward, superb, right? Everything that you would expect from the card. The only thing that really just sucks about the card, we make it 3-1, guys. The only thing that sucks is that it's the skill moves and the weak foot. They're not as good. I believe they're 3-star, 3-star. I'll have to double check, but I believe that's what I saw, right? But guys, Mckennie he's the main contributing factor to that, the goal going up to 4-1, the score going up to 4-1, excuse me. But yeah, guys, I think around this time, it was around this time, my opponent just started getting super frustrated. At 4-1, I think he just kicks the ball out, and I think the frustration level just got to the most intense point, and it's no joke, it's 3 high-level players, and I'm just hoping, I'm crossing my fingers in, as I'm trying to climb up rivals again, right? I'm just crossing my fingers, hoping that my team can hang with the high tier level teams, right? Because I don't have a god tier level side in this FIFA, right? Due to personal reasons. Obviously, I couldn't put in the time or invest the time in the RTG as I normally would, but it's just a fact of life. So in any case, it's 5-1. My opponent had stopped playing after 4-1, and then he started playing again, which kind of took me by surprise. And then he just started pulling out the goalkeeper and playing with Handanovic outside, right, outside of the box, and he tried to do skill moves and all that stuff. So instead, what I ended up doing is I just kept holding the ball, right, but then he was actually adamant on playing. So once I saw that, pass it over from Zakaria to Mckennie, boom, takes a long-range shot with Weston Mckennie, and this is actually just kind of the perfect little icing on the cherry on top, right? So it's 6-1, and that's how the match ends. I just pass around the ball. I think my opponent stopped playing completely. I thought he was going to rage quit, but he didn't, right? So, yeah, guys. My, oh my. What a match this was. And, guys, this pretty much solidified what, you've come to expect from Weston Mckennie at this current moment in time. Just look at the match ratings for this card. Absolutely brilliant. No sliding tackles. Passing. 41. Pass accuracy is a 90. Definitely one of the best cards in the game. Bar none. One of the best cards, CDM cards in the game. Congratulations, Weston Mckennie. You've got a brilliant Showdown card. Wow.
Now with Cole. On the ball, Zakaria. Firing it towards goal.
Gorgeous. Gorgeous. And guys, we have a draft token pack as well. I am not complaining. 12,600 coins. Guys, I am so happy with that card. That's a serious beast card. So now just the center back and the goalie, right? Hopefully Sirigu gets some upgrades. If not, we can change it over to domestic man of the match Handanovic. I was just eyeing that card and wait for the next Serie A center back. But guys, wow. So that'll be the video. Peace, love, all the blessings to you and yours. This has been Sid. 3 games played, 2 wins, 1 draw. Weston Mckennie. Congratulations to U.S. men's national team. Cheers.